Well, U.S. jobless claims comes in. The market gives it a yawn. We do have a slight recovery, though, in the S&P 500, and the Dow is slightly trying to recover off its lows. But things aren't looking great right now in these markets. However, let's get into the more important stuff where we talk about good old sterling dollar yen. We're going to start off things with sterling yen. A lot of sterling dollar. You know, I got a lot of sterling dollar up because I was so damn confused yesterday as what the heck was going on. So let's move over to good old sterling yen. All right. As it stands, do I have another sterling yen chart? Let me just look around. Let me see if I got something. No, that's gold. Gold is actually down a bit. That helps. That helps the dollar. British pound. There's my euro. Euro yen is there. All right. I guess I don't have a sterling yen. I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, all right. Let's work from here. Yesterday we made the high, at 193 right here, 193.60-ish. Marketplace told you there was resistance up there. If you don't believe me, go back and look at yesterday's video. I'm going to tell you, though, I was like off step for the last couple of days. So I'm starting to get back on track. Really happy about that. I'm sure that we all go through it as traders. I was killing it the last, few weeks. And then I took my first drawdown this week twice. And, you get to that point where you're wondering where the next winner is going to be. When are you going to be able to turn back on, get that next winner? But let's go over the charts right now. Okay, so we got a new low in at 191.90-ish. Marketplace broke up through this high, 192.50, which is showing strength right now. However, there's a pretty solid top in right now at 192, say 65-ish. If I go up to this high, bars close. So 192.73. As it stands right now, sterling yen has to hold like 192, I'll say 60 right now. 192.60 will be the critical price on the day. So there's your support point on the day. Resistance is coming in. Really, the first one is right here at this high bars close, 193.20. All right. But I think it's a weak resistance. I think that really the marketplace is trying to drive up into this area right here, say like 192, 193.40-ish. Okay, and solid resistance up at this point right there at 193.60. The sterling has benefited off of what happened out of the Eurozone today when the numbers came in weaker than expected. So they're definitely looking at a rate cut. Now, cable already did its rate cut, so that's already been priced into the marketplace. So if you haven't gotten long cable, down by like 192.50, this is, you'd be chasing some upward moving bars right now. But I right now personally, and I'm standing on the sideline right now, I want to see what happens up at this 193.50 area, if we can get over there, or if the market turns down below 192.60, I may be interested in selling it, with a tight stop loss. Let's move over to good old dollar yen. Do I have a dollar yen chart up here? What is that? That's a Dow Jones. Oh my goodness. All my charts went to cable because I was really interested in what the heck was going on in cable. I was completely confused. Let me go over here. Let me change this to good old dollar yen. All right, dollar yen didn't reach the point that we had at support at 142.56, maybe a little bit irrationally exuberant on that leg down, but I was overall correct. It just took a couple of days before the market actually agreed with me. So we had a high of 143. Well, actually, we're right here, a new like short-term high at 143.90, but really we got the resistance at 144.09 with further resistance at that 144.38. So dollar yen has to hold above I'm going to say 143.40 right now. 143.40 is the point that I'll be watching now. Now, it's a little bit late. It's 10:10 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. And I've been watching Bitcoin and making its new all-time highs. That's pretty rocking right now. I called the breakout at 109.8. Yeah, it was a nice move. But let's get back on to dollar yen. I digress. I don't want to talk about that right now. Where the heck is good old dollar yen? Where did I lost it? Here we go. US dollar yen right there. All right. So short-term dollar yen has to hold this 143.40. If it breaks below 143.40, marketplace is going back into yen as safe haven risk, and I think that then you'd have to look at sterling yen and how it's holding up, how the sterling dollar's holding up against the yen. Let's move over to good old sterling dollar. This bum, man, this bastard that's been chopping me up, man. Cable is in a range right now, and the top of the range happens to be at 134.68. Where's my cable chart? Where's my cable numbers? Yeah, 134.68. Support was at that 134.10. It did break it. It did not drift lower to the 133.50, which I thought that it would. So I'm gonna have to say at this point is still good. Maybe I can even, yeah, I'm going to keep this point here because we're basically chopping around through this. And let me get a level here. Let me get array. We're like, this is basically what we're doing. We're chopping up through this point right here. Short-term resistance is up here at 134.50. Main resistance is 134.69. If we can break back down through this low, we're gonna. I believe that we're going to 133.50, and the main support for this whole bloody thing is 133.21. So what we got the range at right now is, let me get horizontal line right here. We got this level up top, and we got this level on the bottom. So really not much to say about cable. I'll be interested to see what happens if we do break down through this 134.10 again. We're not too far away from it. Probably not going to take a straight cable trade. I'm going to look to sterling yen to do something. Let's go over to good old euro yen. Where is that euro yen? Is that euro yen? That's Ethereum. My God, my charts are all messed up. All right, euro yen. All right, we said that we had resistance at 163.37. Could you get any better? Could you get any better than that? Come on, give me a round of applause. All right. This cross chopped me up yesterday, and it really did catch me a couple of times. I did catch a short dollar yen trade last night at like 143.92 and bought them back at 143.43. Obviously, I didn't catch the bottom because I was just looking for like 50, 60 points to try to help me regain, some losses. Now, we're not in this game to just regain losses, right? We're in this game to make money, but, we all go through it like, shit, man. I got tagged a couple of times in this cross yesterday. And late, in the evening, I saw a trade in dollar yen, and I took the trade. Thank goodness it worked out. Helped me recover some losses. Not fully. Because I made the mistake of actually trading larger after my first punch in the nose. So 30 plus years in this business, and I still fell victim to my emotion. Like, I want my money back now. And it made things worse. So where do we stand right now in good old euro yen? All right, euro yen. We had a new low at 161.67. It hasn't really truly recovered yet, So really, this point is important. It's now a resistance point. If we can get through it, we can potentially trade back up to I would think 163.20, potentially even to that 163.37. But I think that euro yen is weak. I thought it's been weak for the last week, for the last week, and I got my ass handed to me yesterday. So I'm really cautious with this one. But with those numbers that just came out, I think it solidifies that the euro versus the yen could be potentially in a downward movement to maximum, like short term, 161 the figure. 161 the figure is main support. But first, we got to get to 161.50. You know, we haven't been able to do that yet. So that's what I got going on in the crosses and sterling dollar, dollar yen. Remember, you head over to Park Avenue Trading, get yourself a free ebook if you're so inclined. Share my videos far and wide. I want to build a huge trading community. And if you follow me on X, that would be great. I also do some analysis, crypto analysis for @MerlinTheTrader. And you can see the link in the description below. So let's just stay cautious. Let's just stay on our toes today. Let's not overtrade today. And remember, always enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.